Hello again. It's Carol Martine, and I am so tickled that you have joined me because I have dug deep into one of my collage bins and I've pulled out this bit that I have been saving for, well over a year, and I just thought I would always wait till I had the right feeling, and I guess today's feeling day. So, prior to starting this piece, I ripped most of the edges on these pieces of collage and laid them out on this double spread in a way that I thought was pleasing. And in order to make sure that I found that again, I took advice of many artists that are also working on YouTube and snapped a photo so that I could refer to this, because I have to lift this and I want to work on the background. If you will notice, I have my very old and much used palette that I'm trying to finish up. I've been using this palette probably for about 3 or 4 years. This is the one that I took to my watercolor class. And I'm going to use this because I know I'm so used to this puppy that I'm able to mix some of the darker jewel tones that I'm going to think I'm wanting for the background. So, before I clear off these pieces of collage, I'm going to give the colors that I think I'll be using. That's Daniel Smith's Mayan and some alizarin and some purple, maybe some nice dark blue and a little turquoise and some undersea green and a little of my regular greens. Oh, and my quinacridone gold. So, while those decide to loosen up, I'm going to remove these bits, and I think I did not tear the side of this one. And I know this is totally personal preference, but I do like to do that, so okay. I did not do it on all of this because I want this to look a little bit more as a frame for her. So, let's get these pieces aside. If I can find a place in this menagerie to flop them down, because I have so many things in the studio with me now that I've started my Etsy shop, that things are not the quiet, controlled environment that I'm used to working in, but I'm still kind of happy with that. Alright, I'm going to use my Princeton Neptune number 4 brush. Here I have my water supply, my Viva towel, and I think I'll start out with some Mayan. Because this brush holds lots of pigment and lots of water. Oh, this is just such fun to do. Let's go over here. Whoops, I think I'd better be absolutely sure that my that I have this the top up. I've been known to do that, and things can get pretty unpleasant when you do a piece that's upside down. Excuse me. Allergy time in North Florida. There, I hope that's better. Now I think I'll go for some alizarin. Now these are going to be, a lot of this is going to be covered, probably, with collage and other things that I'm thinking I'm going to be doing on this spread, so I just wanted to get some expressions of color down here. Isn't this brush just a marvel at mopping down some color? Now I want some more dark here, and there's nothing like Phthalo Violet for doing that job. These watercolors, to be truly honest, I don't really remember. I think they might be Grumbacher's Cotman colors, which are probably a step above the usual student grade, but they will certainly permit me to put my colors down, have some depth, and they certainly were handy for helping me to learn when I was taking my watercolor classes. Let's see, let's have a little green up here. Why not? I think some turquoise, just because I can. Quin Gold. Trying to pick up some of the colors that I saw in the collage pieces. but I'm not going to be slavish. As I said, this is just some background color. Now, I do not have any black on this palette because my watercolor teacher was of the school that there are two things you don't use in watercolor, and that's black and white. And therefore, it's not here. I'd have to go digging a bit for it, so we'll just use colors instead. There we go. A little bit of undersea because I have to have it someplace, or behind my ears for perfume, but it has to be here. Okay. Yes. Now bear with me, because this is not going to look like this for very long, I promise. Okay, now I'm going to dry this, and I'm going to lay down my collage pieces with my U-Hoo glue stick, and then I will get back with you. As you can see, I'm back with a change of plans. The best laid plans, you know what happens to mice and men. So, I've decided to push these colors back just a little bit more, and so I have picked a stencil which is kind of gives a nice amount of coverage. And now I'm looking for my darkest shades. And sorry, excuse the reach. Okay, so I'm using Ceramcoat Empire Gold, Brown Velvet, Eggplant, Midnight Blue, Dark Forest Green, and Folk Arts Black Cherry. If nothing, the names will do the job. So let's have a little bit of doings here now with this and see what we're going to do. Oh yes. Let's see. Saved by the paper stencil. I think I was very lucky, maybe last year or the year before, I found this stencil in the paper bins at, I think it was A.C. Moore. And since I've been laying acrylic on it, it certainly has been holding up. I thought maybe it would disintegrate. Not really. Not really. So, better? Yes. Yes, says my muse. Okay. So I will be back when I have done this exact same process on all of the colored areas on this spread, and then maybe we'll get to the next step, but I'm starting to wonder if I don't want to use some other larger stencils. Well, we'll see. I'll be back shortly. Well, this side works for me. I can deal with this. This, not so much. So, I'm thinking that I need some dark. Yes, ma'am, that's going to be my savior on this side. And I think black. I think black, although that's not 100% black, but that is black. Yes. Okay, I'm going to put these down, and then we'll see. Well, I do believe that I have something. I'm not 100% sure that I haven't bitten off more than I can chew, but something. So, now is the time to apply the collage and have a cool drink and stare at this a little bit, and then I'll be back. And here we are. Everything is attached, nice and flat, and here we are. My muse has headed for the hills, and her parting comment is something along the lines of a person should know their limitations, and then she disappeared. So, taking all of that into consideration, I'm going to certainly have a good think about this one. Part of me really likes it. Part of me really likes this side a little bit more than this side, maybe because of the spaces that I don't know what I'm going to do with yet. However, when I take time, as I have in this journal, to stop and mull, I've usually been able to come up with a solution, and this puppy certainly needs a solution. But I've saved it for all of this time, and I'm certainly not going to ignore it, so I'll be back with this one. I think I'm going to go and have some tea, and probably get more things out for my Etsy shop, because it's completely different. It's a completely different realm for me and a new one. And I think I'll spend some time putting some new goodies in my shop. Information about that is at the bottom of the video in the description section. And if you have enjoyed watching this process, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and suggestions would be appreciated. You know, my muse is not the center of the universe, although I think she thinks she is. Share with a friend, and I would certainly appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. I'll be back soon, because there are many things in this journal that need more work. I was browsing through it today and realized that I hadn't finished the back cover. I need to work there. I need to get back to this one. So, as I said, I'll be back as soon as my muse is speaking to me again.